Generation of new kids, just from what I've learned, they're extremely entitled. I feel like just us as adults, we have to like build more responsibility into them, making them earn shit versus us just doing, because we know what it felt like to not have the things. We knew what it felt like when we asked our mom for something and she tell us, no, go clean your damn room or go clean up this. You got to do this before you get it.
Yeah.
These children, we clean the room for them.
Right.
Because
Facts.
we want it cleaned a certain way. And that's not an excuse. You still have to build them up to be that adult that needs to go out there now to the world, see how they 18, the entitlement done set in.
Yeah.
So it's like now we have to break them out of whatever ways that we've let them get set into so that they can be prepared for the real life, because our parents they didn't gentle parent with us. We all are gentle parenting.
Well, my mom was like that. Like she had a way of doing it. And if you weren't going to do it that way, she would just get out of the way. I'll do it.
Yeah, see?
So you can always kind of fake it.
Right. And most moms, that's a mom thing anyway. Like,
yeah.
Especially when it comes to kids. Moms, they know how they want their house clean. They know how they want to smell. I know when my mama came home, it could be one spoon in the sink. Wow, these dishes. I'm like,
I have 0 kids, right? But really, I have 6. Because nieces and nephews.
Oh, I thought you were just bad at math.
Yeah, either that or I got some out here I don't know about, right? But for real though, like, so 3 of them from my older sister, they getting grown. They grown. Basically, they grown now. The youngest one is like 18 now or whatever.
oh, yeah.
Oh, really? They're grown.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they got like a terrible case of like amnesia. You know what I'm saying? And like they don't remember or know like anything I've done for them. So basically, I haven't done shit for them.
What have you done for them lately?
That's what it's about for
so
them.
it's that,
Yeah. But they don't care nothing about me having bad credit because of them, signing for fucking houses and cars that just fucking went away in the thin blue sky. They don't care. You know what I'm saying? About all the money, the clothes, the new school clothes and shoes, and the fucking rent that was due when the people was at the door finna take the fucking couches out and shit. Like, they don't care nothing about none of that. And then they show like they don't. It's always like, oh, we had it so bad and this. Like, y'all had it so fucking easy. What are you talking about? Like, they don't, like, it bothers me to the 10th degree. First of all, it really, like, it fucks with me a little bit because it's like, damn, y'all really do think I didn't do anything for y'all. And when I was really, like, really y'all daddy. You know what I mean? And
but
y'all don't acknowledge any of that.
They really, like, they don't think you did anything at all?
Yeah.
Wow, that's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Well, you kind of know why these kids like that, though, right? We the new adults.
Yeah.
We nothing like what our parents was. So I think, not to say just you, because I raise kids too. I don't have any personally, but I have stepchildren. I have my niece and nephews that, you know what I'm saying, I raise kids. So their generation comes with a lot more entitlement.
Mm-hmm.
They don't work hard for nothing. You have to remember, these children have iPhones, stuff that we didn't get until we were like high school. Well, I didn't see an iPhone until I was in high school. That's when it came out. I was in high school.
Yeah.
But these children, they're in elementary and it's the hottest phone. So
Yeah.
they feel like that's whatever you did, that's what you were supposed to do. More than, because I still am a kid somewhat at heart, I go through it with, I ain't gonna say I go through it, but I have little bratty moments with my mom and my daddy right now, probably just because I don't have kids, but it's almost that factor of I didn't ask to be here.
Yeah.
But the generation of new kids, just from what I've learned, they're extremely entitled. I feel like just us as adults, we have to like build more responsibility into them, making them earn shit versus us just doing, because we know what it felt like to not have the things. We knew what it felt like when we asked our mom for something and she tell us, no, go clean your damn room or go clean up this. You got to do this before you get it.
Yeah.
These children, we clean the room for them.
Right.
Because
Facts.
we want it cleaned a certain way.
And
that's not an excuse. You still have to build them up to be that adult that needs to go out there now to the world, see how they 18, the entitlement done set in.
Yeah.
So it's like now we have to break them out of whatever ways that we've let them get set into so that they can be prepared for the real life, because our parents they didn't gentle parent with us. We all are gentle parenting.
Well, my mom was like that. Like, she had a way of doing it. And if you weren't going to do it that way, she would just get out of the way. I'll do it.
Yeah, see?
So you can always kind of fake it.
Right. And most moms, that's a mom thing anyway. Like,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to kids. Moms, they know how they want their house clean. They know how they want to smell. I know when my mama came home, it could be one spoon in the sink. wow, these dishes. I'm like, it's one spoon.
It's one
Like, I had some cereal, bro. I washed the bowl. I just didn't feel like getting to the spoon. Like, all right. So it's different.
I think you said a great thing though. It's like they feel like a lot of what you do, even if it's hard for us to do, it's a struggle for us to do. They look at it as, oh, that's just what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, it's entitlement.
You know, that's
You're the
it.
adult.
You know, they don't recognize or see the struggle in you doing that. And then for me, what I feel a little bit guilty of is that, you know, I didn't have a bad childhood. I'm not trying to say that I did, but like there were certain things that I didn't like about my growing up, and they were like, mine was church and vegetables, and my thing was I had to eat vegetables and I had to go to church. When I became adult, fuck both those things. I ain't going.
Yeah,
I ain't doing it.
Right.
And so I never put that on my kids.
Right. You're not gonna force it on
And
them.
another thing, it goes deeper because then it's like, like in my head, I'm like, anything that you force them to do, they're gonna resent deeply, and it'll mess. They won't ever want to fuck with that. So I never tried to put anything on them, no matter what it was. Like, you got to do this. You have to do this, because that affected me so much. That was the thing I will refuse to do, and I didn't want to put them in that position. But I think it just kind of created a situation where, like, you know, they'd never had the hammer dropped on them on anything.
Right.
Yeah.
But even with that, how many times have our parents, like when they told us to do something just growing up, how many times did they give you an explanation for why they want you to do it? Rarely.
Yeah, my
In
dad
this
was
day
an
and
explanation
age,
guy.
that's
My
because
mom was not.
As a man,
Yeah.
he wanted to build you into a man. That's completely different.
Yeah.
When your mom say go do this, you be like, well, why I gotta do that? Just do what I said.
Yeah.
Most cases, like in today's day and age, if we actually educate these children, meaning you need to eat your vegetables, it's good for you, it does this for you.
Yeah.
If we took that approach, that they would just tell us eat our vegetables.
No,
They
it's
really
true.
tell us what it's doing for our little body. Even though they say you're gonna be big and strong, nobody really believes that as a
Right.
kid. But if we knew, you know,
Yeah, Dad, you're 5'7". You ain't big. I see you eating all those vegetables. It ain't working.
I done seen kids drinking milk from day one, they're still short.
Yeah.
So, you know, but I feel like if not just the disciplining, but just in any situation, like certain things certain kids don't like church. But a lot of times, isn't that where your discipline came from?
Could be.
Or how you learned how to like be, sometimes just sit quiet and not even say anything. But so a lot of things, I don't force the children in my life to go to church because like you said, I don't go now.
Yeah.
And then just with how society is now, I just feel like everything is different. Everybody's beliefs is different. They can say they believe it. So I just don't force it on them. I do tell them, you know, having a relationship with God is important. I instill in them that God is real. You know, your little heart in your chest is not beating because you want it to or because mommy or daddy want it to, that God is real.
Yeah.
So I feel like as long as you are still instilling those values that they need to go back and seek God, forcing them into the door isn't really mandatory.
Yeah.
So I feel like we are parenting on what works for us, but when we go back and like kind of steal some of the things from our parents, I feel like that would have probably made it a little bit more sufficient, just for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I like what you said though too, because like when you talk about like do it because I said to do it, like that was another thing that had an impact on me, because when I was becoming a parent, I looked at it like to me, if I have nothing to explain to you as to why to do it, that's a failure.
Right.
If the best thing I have to tell you is because I said so, that's a failure on my part. I've got to be better than that. I've got to have. If you're going to ask the question, I got to answer the question.
Understood.
Because you're not going to learn any other way.
Yeah.
So I think that was I'm glad you mentioned that, because I wasn't thinking about that before.
Because
But
just
that
think
was a
about when
big
we were
thing.
kids, if they tell us to do something, imagine it's something you don't want to do.
Yeah.
And you say, why? Did you ever really get a real explanation
I know
that
I
you
did.
actually can't
Because I'm
reach
your
into
dad.
adulthood?
Yeah,
Right.
that's it.
That's
Yeah.
what when you
No, you're
really think
right.
about it's a lot of things that I just did not want to do or didn't like to do. And
Yeah.
perfect example, I didn't have any biological brothers growing up in the house. My stepbrother was grown and out the house. So she like, oh, you need to take out the trash and da-da-da-da. I asked why one day as a kid. And she like, because I said so, I don't want no trash in my house, da-da-da-da. As I got older, got my own spot, moved into my first apartment, you fall asleep and wake up and smell that trash. Now you see what your mom meant. She didn't give you that explanation, but now you understand. So that's why I'm like, it's just certain things that even if I don't instantly take to it, I'm going to go back to what my mom told me mentally and try to implement it, try to give it to the kids. Something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No,
But
that's real.
give that extra explanation.
Yeah. I feel like as long as we tell them, a lot of parents feel like it's probably pulling them from being a parent by explaining themselves to a child, but it's not. You're actually opening the door for your child to come back to you as an adult. I'm grown, and I still can go back to my mom and talk to her. I'm not scared to tell her anything
Yeah.
Yeah.
because she always make me feel welcome.
And that's a big victory as a parent. Like if you get to the point where they're getting older and they're still comfortable telling you stuff, and they still kind of look to you at that point, you really feel like you did a decent job at that point.
No, that's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah. So that was just what was on my mind there.
Uncle
And,
Daddy.
yeah, Uncle Daddy. Yeah.
They appreciate you. It's gonna be hard. I know they're young. I say that because, like I told you, I have nieces and nephews. But once they start understanding the responsibility and they start working a job and understanding, like, for me, it was looking back and seeing all the years my mom did what she did to take care of me. So as an adult, I feel like my job is to stop her from working. They're gonna wait till they get to that maturity level. Then they're gonna look back like, well, dang, my daddy didn't do this. My uncle did that.
Yeah.
But this person didn't do that. He was there. It's just gonna take for them to hit that maturity level for them to reach it, though.
Facts.
Hang in there, Bubba. Keep
Yeah.
doing the good.
Uncle Daddy.